Hey guys, welcome back to another blockchain news video. Today we have number 28, and as you can see, the market is in the red. Oh my god, what a sell-off. Time to panic. No. This time we're gonna hodl, guys. That's exactly what we're gonna do, because you know that we have the Bitcoin halving taking place very soon. So there's no need to panic. We got a lot of positive news. Just accept the volatility for what it is. If you are a trader, if you are a swing trader, go ahead and take advantage of the opportunities, right? And if you're a hodler, then no need to panic. You've seen lower than this. Right now, we're sitting at 9,568 for Bitcoin, Ethereum 259, XRP at 27 cents, Bitcoin Cash at 381, Bitcoin SV at 297. That's right, guys. Legitimate pullback here. Nothing really else to see other than negative 10% across the board for some of these coins. We got EOS at negative 11%, BNB negative 8%, Ethereum negative 7%, so on and so forth. We got a few coins that are in the green, like Tezos. It's up about 8%. I think that one was in the red when everything else was in the green. So I think that Tezos might be moving on its own. And then we have Algo at near 5%. But we got a lot of news today, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. We got some good stuff today. So first up, we have OpenNode finds a way for retailers to turn fiat payments into Bitcoin using Apple Pay. So the Bitcoin payments startup OpenNode just gained access to Apple Pay. It's saying that merchants can sign up to be the part of the private feature release currently in beta before it goes live across the platform in a few months. The cool thing is that a small subset of merchants actually want to hold Bitcoin, so this is going to allow them to get that opportunity with Apple Pay. Now, I don't know how much say Apple has within this, but it seems like OpenNode has their own way of going about things where they have Wire and they're working together with Wire, and they're saying that the backend rails should be able to offer that Apple Pay opportunity for debit cards and access for that cryptocurrency through Apple Pay. So this should be pretty cool. Right now, they're processing about a couple $1 million worth of Bitcoin a month for some of these merchants, and they're wanting to deploy this Apple Pay feature. Currently, they're going to be testing it with a few or less than a dozen merchants are going to be testing it. So they're planning to roll it out slowly. They don't want any chargebacks or anything like that taking place, right? They want to do it slow and steady. So this is pretty good. Let's see where this goes forward. Next up, we have U.S. court tells Telegram and SEC to focus on economic realities of Gram token sales. So right now, we have a judge that under the name of Kevin Castle. He's one of the U.S. District Court judges, and he's trying to make sense of this whole situation with Telegram conducting their illegal securities offering. And the big thing is that Telegram had locked up their first round of purchase agreements, and that's really what is pushing the SEC to continue to come after Telegram and the Tron blockchain, because if there were validators, if there were people that were interested in creating the blockchain a decentralized community, then there shouldn't have been any reason for the lockup that Telegram put in place for their initial token. So that's what the SEC is saying, that kind of caused those people that purchased at the beginning during the pre-sale token to want to create a secondary market, right? Because many of these players that came in 2018, 2017, and even 2019 for ICO investments, they were looking to purchase the token at pre-sale price and then expect that 2x, 3x potential higher gains if they could sell it off, but they couldn't do that. So when all those things add up, it causes Telegram's Gram token to come off as a security according to the SEC. So they're going to keep fighting this. We're going to see what's going to happen. There should be some judgment coming before April 30th. And so that's going to pretty much be the date right now that we have where we can expect another update on this whole thing. Next up, we have South Korea's central bank is building a new blockchain system for the bond market. So Korean central bank was looking for a company that can build a new blockchain system that would improve record keeping for the market. They're unlikely to launch an actual blockchain bond system until it has greater regulatory clarity, but right now they're making sure that they can do their research in the back end. So once they get that opportunity, they can go ahead and push forward. Right now, the Korean bond market is one of the largest in Asia as a whole. So this is interesting to keep an eye on, guys. You can see how there's so many different kind of financial instruments, right, that are trying to get involved within the cryptocurrency blockchain space, right? It's not just so much, hey, do we want to purchase some Bitcoin here for some of the few institutional investors across the world? No, now we have big groups, we have banks, we have a lot of different entities looking to see how they can leverage the space. And now it's stepping into the bond system. So pretty interesting. And we should be hearing more on that soon. Tim Draper buys 2.5% of Aragon tokens, becomes governance whale. So right now he's holding about 2.5% of the total token supply. The Aragon Association is attempting to build a digital judicial system for decentralized autonomous organizations. So they're trying to build that out. And he said that he thinks that the recent launch of Aragon Court and the realization that Aragon can be to governance what Bitcoin is to money is what prompted him to join. Kind of a big statement there. I haven't really done my research here with Aragon. You know, nobody knows where this could obviously go. That's kind of a bullish, very extremely bullish statement actually on his part to compare Aragon's decentralized autonomous organizations, you know, the same to what Bitcoin is kind of to money, right? So a bold statement there. It says any ant holder with 1,000 tokens can participate within the Aragon court, which went into session for the first time on February 10th with a controversial mock trial. So let's see if we can get some more info on that, guys, because this seems pretty new to me. I didn't really know much about this Aragon project prior to this article. Next up, we have IOTA Network remains inaccessible for value transactions. So if you are a big fan of IOTA, I feel for you right now. It seems like they are still working out the kinks for the bug with the Trinity wallet. And right now they're expecting users to update to the new mobile wallet that was released for both Android and iOS. So they're saying that anybody that utilized the software from mid-2019 December to mid-February 2020, they need to migrate their seed as soon as possible because there's vulnerabilities taking place within the wallet that they previously had. So if you find yourself with that older wallet, go ahead and make that update, guys, for your own safety, for the safety of your IOTA tokens or crypto. I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but yeah, it seemed like the MoonPay had the vulnerability. That's why we're probably not supporting it with the new update. So next up, we have SEC forces crypto company to return ICO funds to investors. That's right, guys. So right now, the startup Enigma, which probably some of you did hear about because it was a pretty popular ICO that took place towards the end of 2017, has now been charged with having to pay a fine and refund investors. So the SEC is still, you know, going pretty deep into the ICO purge that they want to conduct here, and they're calling the projects for what they are. If they're a security, then they're labeling them as so. And they're finding the companies. So this one is cooperating to pay around 500,000. ENG token ICO does not appear to have been a deliberate scam, as I do remember it was pretty high up in its rankings. And right now, you know, it's kind of a big deal because within the crypto space, we don't have that clarity from the US. You know, they're kind of just picking on different projects depending on some of the rules that they have in place, but nothing specific to the cryptocurrency space as a whole, other than the older laws that they had. So if you're an ICO out there, you know, be careful. They might be coming for you next. Next up, we have US SEC to decide on last remaining Bitcoin ETF within 1 week. Right now, we're not expecting a big one, a big turnaround for this one, guys. The chances are that it might be denied. But I want to let you know that on February 26th, we're going to see one more decision take place for the Wilshire Phoenix application. They're saying that it's probably going to be denied, according to some of the speaker on this article. The valuation is something that the SEC is trying to look at. They want to keep pricing fair. They want liquidity to be available for the Bitcoin that's going to be traded, and custody. They want it to be safe, right? And they want investors to not be caught with their pants down. Essentially, they want people to have that insurance in case something does go wrong. So there's a lot of demand right now, because we see that the Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust is charging a 41% premium, guys, to institutional investors. So that's pretty crazy that some people are paying that high for some of these products for Bitcoin, for a Bitcoin product. But hey, you know, these investors, they want to get involved, and some of them are willing to pay that much. Next up, we do have Dubai in the news. Dubai government to launch KYC blockchain consortium in Q1 2020. The Department of Economic Development of Dubai has established a KYC blockchain consortium with 6 major banks. Right now, we just continue to see Dubai push forward. And I think the real big update here is that launch date of Q1 2020. They're stating our strategic alliance with banks launch the first KYC blockchain platform in the UAE is an important step towards continuing to attract investors to the market. So should be pretty good. It seems like they're trying to push forward, and I don't remember if they had an exact date to some of their movements with blockchain, but it seems like they're trying to take things pretty serious and get started now. Next up, we have Tron community in uproar as Genesis coins used in super reps vote. So if you're a Tron holder and you heard of this news and you don't really know what to make of it, I'm just going to be honest with you and tell you what's going on. So the Genesis wallet, especially within every single blockchain, is very important because people look to that wallet to know that the people that do have access to that wallet tend to be the founder, creator of X blockchain. So in this case, what we saw is that the Tron Genesis wallet, or the Zion address, received 99 billion TRX when the first Genesis block took place. But now some of those coins were used to vote in 2 super representatives. And to those that don't know, super representatives are kind of like the let's argue that they're the validators of the blockchain. So I believe they do receive rewards for being a super representative, similar to kind of a system that EOS has. They're different. The number is different, but I believe EOS has 21. I'm not sure how many Tron has, but in essence, it has to do with control over the chain, kind of that governance kind of thing. It does give them a little bit more power, well, a lot more power, and being voted in by the Genesis Zion address is kind of a big deal. So there's no actual statement from Justin Sun in regards to this article, but what we are seeing is proof here on the blockchain that the votes came from that wallet address. So again, this, you know, for decentralization purposes and community governance and all that good stuff, this is terrible. You know, this is probably the worst news that you could, one of the worst news that you could get for a blockchain. Because right now, if hypothetically, with some of the things that we just went over in regards to other projects, if the SEC were to hear something like this, right, they could start prodding at Tron and trying to figure out, hey, you know, you guys technically may not be a decentralized chain because you guys are voting in super representatives who control the overall blockchain to a certain extent. So very big thing to watch here. I don't know what's going to happen or what Justin Sun has to say about this, but this is honestly not good news. And as I read more into the article, I found that there was actually Binance does control a large part of the network, which is about 53% of the network within the last 6 months. So they remain the top Tron super representative. You know, again, just things to keep in mind, guys. It's just frustrating. You know, you see these blockchains come up, they're doing some decent things, they're getting traction, they're getting a lot of attention, and then stupid things like this, in my opinion, I think it's pretty stupid because, you know, Justin Sun could definitely go out there and promote these super representatives, get the community to vote them in, you know what I mean? Versus having done this, and, you know, there's no big answer to it, because even if it wasn't Tron, or even if it wasn't Justin Sun, and he tries to claim that for whatever reason he didn't do it, or the Tron Foundation, you know, it's on the blockchain. So it doesn't get any more, there's no more proof than this in the world, right? This is the most proof-worthy piece of technology that we have in today's time. So I don't know what the answer is going to be, but I'm going to keep you guys posted. It's not the best look for Tron, to be sincere. This is definitely a bad look. Next up, we have Binance halts trading to resolve technical problem. So Binance had stopped their trading, spot trading. You know, they had their I believe their futures continue to go, but their lending, their redemptions, a whole bunch of stuff had stopped, but it was due to the fact that they were not expecting all the volume that took place because of the growth that they've had with their new products and their new futures products. So they should be back up and running. And that's pretty much all there is for this one. Ripple reveals 54 million in XRP remittances sent from US to Mexico in 1 week. So pretty good news here, guys. Ripple just outright said it, about $54 million in XRP were sent from US to Mexico. So that's pretty good. That's definitely a good number to see. We got the XRP in there. You guys know that you've been following my videos. I can be pretty tough on Ripple. I get annoyed with them. I feel like, I feel like XRP has a lot of potential, but I pick on them because I have big expectations, I'd say, from them, and I don't want them to screw things up by getting greedy. So, this is a good piece of information, right? They're up to 7.5% on flow from the US to the Mexican peso, and that's up from 3% in December. So very good, very rapid pace and growth there for XRP remittances from the US to Mexico. Next up, we have Bitcoin shopping app Laylow teams up with Priceline, Expedia, and 950 merchants in push for mainstream adoption of cryptocurrency. So right now, we can see that this app says that their platform is, pretty much, it has 950 merchants. They're trying to create the easiest way for people to get into Bitcoin, but not only Bitcoin, they're saying that their merchants also can get access to that cryptocurrency. So it's happening through this Laylow wallet. I'd never really heard of this before. I'm going to look deeper into it, but want to keep you guys posted on what's going on. It seems like they're getting ready for mass merchant adoption, and they're saying that pretty much it has already happened because the biggest merchants around the world have already joined. So interesting stuff there. It seems like it's pretty big news here. Next up, we have U.S. Federal Reserve Governor says they are speeding up cryptocurrency regulations. So nothing really here to show, guys, other than the fact that they got a group working at creating policies, and they hope to address the benefits and risks of stablecoins, because now the fear is that some of the risk of global stablecoins can actually affect the operation here within the U.S. So let's see how that plays out. Bitcoin just dropped $1,000 in 50 minutes back below 10K. So we did discover that here when we went into the video, and I'm sure some of you already knew prior to the video. Yeah, guys, that pullback, that volatility, there's really nothing else to express other than, that's what cryptocurrency is about. So when we have the Bitcoin halving so near to us, and the bullish trend taking place shortly, this is kind of the ecosystem. This is kind of what happens in the environment. So stay tuned, don't panic, and yeah, just hodl. Next up, we have Visa approves US cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase as principal member. So right now is pretty good achievement here for Coinbase. They're going to be able to have their own Visa card, and they're going to be able to pay users with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and other assets within the exchange. They did have it in the UK earlier in 2019, but now this is coming for Coinbase United States customers, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be pretty good. Visa, as we know, is one of the largest within the space of the middlemen, right? We know that they're gonna have their own fees for this to happen, but in any case, it's great adoption. It's gonna make it easier for people to move from crypto to those goods that they may want to purchase at the store and whatnot. So pretty good. Next up, we have Gemcoin founder admits to fraud in 147 million scheme. So within this one, 62-year-old Southern California resident agreed that he and other co-conspirators fraudulently promoted a crypto called Gemcoin, and pretty much they took around 147 million from 70,000 victims. Now, he did report that he had 138,000 within 2014, and that was a lie because he had 4.8 million, and he did pocket that money. So he got fined with pretty much having to pay back about 1,900,000 in taxes, and he's also facing 10 years in prison, a fine of at least 500,000, and he's required to pay all his victims back fully. So pretty good there. I'm glad he's doing time. Next up, we have Bitcoin Gold is held captive by whale with almost half of the supply. So not really sure if any of you are holding Bitcoin Gold, but hopefully this article should be a nice wake-up call for you. If you have been trading within it, you know, just note that it's pretty much controlled by a single individual, and that individual holds about 50% of the coins within the market for Bitcoin Gold. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the like button, leave a comment down below. Let's cover some more of these articles. We had plenty of news, so I was trying to rush through it so I could just get you guys going with your day. I know it was a lot. And sub to the channel if you enjoyed it. I try to get you guys blockchain news here throughout the week, Monday through Friday, and I'll see you on the next one.